Hi there, Zero Wasters! So in today's video I want to show you how to make an all-natural tinted solid lip balm. The great thing about lip balms is that you can actually make them in a solid form, so without any type of container, and you can really obtain a truly zero-waste cosmetic. I've played around with different natural colors, so let me show you the results of my experiments. In my first experiments, I tried to incorporate dried beetroot and dried raspberry powder. Although these colors gave a beautiful pink shade to the lip balms, they didn't really stain much at all. Okay, let me show you. For my solid beetroot lip balm, I first melted 10 grams of soy wax with 6 grams of cocoa butter, to which I then added 6 grams of sweet almond oil. I then added 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to my melted waxes and butter. At that point I added the sweet almond oil and poured everything into a small cube-sized mold and spilled a little bit of it too. I let the mixture cool down in the freezer for about 20 minutes and make sure not to let the soy wax in the freezer for too long because the cold will crack it. And this was the result. An incredibly cute solid lip balm which can be used to moisturize your lips. And even though it doesn't really leave much stain behind, it's super cute and it also makes a great gift idea. My second experiment involved using raspberry powder. However, since raspberry powder is much heavier than the beetroot powder, the result was that I wasn't really able to obtain a uniform bar using the same measurements. Instead, the powder fell towards the bottom, creating a awkwardly nice scrub effect. To obtain a smoother product, I've revised the recipe and used shea butter instead of cocoa butter because it's so much softer than cocoa butter, and so I was able to create a more creamy tinted lip balm. The result was this. As you can see, the texture is much softer, and also because I used coconut oil instead of a different oil, it gives a little bit of lip gloss effect to your lips. The Alkanet fruit lip balm was the lip balm I liked the most. Here I used the same measurements as in the first recipe, so 10 grams of soy wax with 6 grams of cocoa butter, and to obtain the lovely pink color I've used 6 grams of Alkanet root infused in olive oil. To prepare a small infusion, add 2 grams of Alkanet root into 100 grams of olive oil. Oh, and you can also use this infusion to create a light purple soap. Okay, let's move on to the lip balm. Let the olive oil soak in the Alkanet root color for at least a month, or you can boil the Alkanet root and olive oil mix into a heat-safe jar for 30 to 40 minutes at very low heat to speed up the infusion. Melt your waxes and butters normal and add the infused olive oil to it. I absolutely love the color of how this turned out. This Alkanet root compared to the beetroot and the raspberry leaves a little bit of color behind, and it's completely natural, so I really recommend giving this a try. My last test involved using mineral pigments, red iron oxide and pink mica. Red iron oxide will give a wonderful deep red pigment to your lip balm, while the pink mica will add some shimmer to it. If you want, you can skip the mica and use just the red iron oxide. If you're using a mica, make sure to use a reliable supplier, and if possible, use a lab-made mica, because natural micas often come from a non-sustainable supply chain. To make this lip balm, I used again 10 grams of soy wax, 6 grams of cocoa butter and 6 grams of sweet almond oil. I then added 0.15 grams of iron oxide and 0.6 grams of pink mica for a bit of shimmer. But again, if you want, you can skip it to obtain a really matte product. Well, I really hope you enjoyed the recipes. Let me know which one will you try. And also make sure to check the description box below, as I've also included the measurements in case you want to make the same products but using beeswax instead.